What's going on, everyone? So here's another informative video that people did not know about, which I kind of think is a shame, definitely on Sony's side. And you know me, I like to bring the truth into the light. So in this video, we're going to cover a couple of things, giving more credit to the Series X and to Microsoft's engineering teams. First and foremost, let's think about this. Looking at this test right here, it says PlayStation 5 Pro has worse HDMI 2.1 bandwidth versus Xbox. Before we get into this and prove this, why is that even possible? Definitely we're supposed to be releasing tech years later, right? Because people have to give credit to the Series X. Like obviously the PS5 doesn't have better. Obviously the PS5 Pro doesn't. I'm gonna show you guys what that really means too. But my thing is that when it comes to the PlayStation side, they overpraise Sony and they don't see all the faults and some of the shortcuts and little, I have to say, sleazy, schemy aspects they do over to their base, and they just accept it, don't ever question it. And then sometimes if somebody shows somebody the truth, they want to get mad and attack that person for showing them the truth. You're going to see that in these comments, how dumb these ponies are, right? Now, people that play the PlayStation that don't do this, remember, I'm not talking to you. I see you as gamers that just mind your own business. You don't get online. You turn on the device like you've always had it and you game. This is not directed towards you. There's no problem over here. I think everybody knows who we're attacking, the people who don't know how to act right and that are ignorant and just, you know, don't know how to grow up. But let's go ahead and look at this video real quick, and we're going to highlight some other things. How the Series X was just such a great design, and how I should be giving credit and people should be more intellectually honest instead of being losers.
Did you know that the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series X has different HDMI 2.1 bandwidth? This is a TV that can report the HDMI bandwidth of any video source. You can see that the PS5 Pro has an HDMI 2.1 bandwidth of 32 gigabits per second. But if we switch to the Xbox Series X and summon the game bar again, you can see that the Xbox Series X has an HDMI 2.1 bandwidth of 40 gigabits per second. 32 is less than 40, which means that the PS5 Pro has worse HDMI 2.1 bandwidth than the Xbox Series X. Follow for more console tips. Did you know that
How is that possible? Sony didn't even take, and they want to charge you $700 for it, right? They didn't even give you the full capacity of the HDMI 2.1 bandwidth quality. It's the same shortcut they took with RDNA 1.8. You ready? Because at launch, the Series X had full RDNA 2 capabilities, which means that it was a lot more powerful than the PlayStation 5 if it was used from the ground up organically with developers, but they never did that. They bull rushed Sony settings over to it. Watch this right here. According to current information, the Xbox Series X is considered to have full RDNA2 capabilities, while PlayStation 5 does not utilize the full potential of RDNA2 architecture. Take a shortcut with the Pro to the PlayStation 5 so that it could be easier to optimize. That's why it was so easy to optimize, and it seems like things were running better on PlayStation 5, but actually no, what they were doing is they were taking that and they were tossing it over on the Xbox because they had to do the Series S setting and the Series X, and developers were making more profit for Sony. And if Microsoft wasn't getting involved, they weren't taking the time to fully learn that because they had to start from scratch. Going from Sony being a market leader over Xbox from last year because they were just selling so much more. So it was just easier to optimize that. You're going to make more profit off of that. Meaning that it is not considered full RDNA2 like the Series X. Both consoles use RDNA2 based GPUs, but the Series X is set to implement the full future set of the architecture. That's what I'm saying. They had better engineering right at the get-go, and they were screwing them over for that long. Full RDNA2 on Xbox. Microsoft claims that the Xbox Series X and Series S are the only next-gen consoles that fully support all RDNA2 features. While people were trying to trash it, at least it had that. While the PlayStation 5 uses an RDNA2 based GPU, it's the same thing they were trying to say for the PS5 Pro. RDNA3 is like, no, it's not. It's trying to use a set feature, but that's not what it is organically. They're always scheming. It might not utilize all the advanced features of the architecture compared to the Series X. Do we see this, right? They had full backwards compatibility support at the beginning of the generation as well, too. They had cloud service, Game Pass was better. Sony went and, you could say, tried to get all that going for their system. They had cross-platform, and they were putting stuff on PC, and they followed suit on all of that. They were ahead in a lot of ways, but the thing is that the digital carryover hurt them more than anything. Now, this is not making a fanboy topic here. This is just being honest and pointing out the facts or what was happening, right? People want to make it like that, but to me, I'm just reporting facts here. You can argue with that all you want. You're just being an idiot to me. So 2.1, not help nothing. Still plastic shit console with bad fans. You see what I mean? Here goes another mentally disabled child. I don't think those 65 million people cares. You see what I mean? Instead of giving credit, look at how dumb these children are. This is what I'm saying. They're just intellectually dishonest and immature. And Xbox is still last place, and PlayStation 5 Pro is still the most powerful console, and Xbox games are coming to PlayStation. You see what I mean? Childish. Did you know PlayStation 5 has better games? Oh, hey man, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? All those canceled games? Hold up a second. Hold up. You know what? Should you know? We don't need to do that. We know Microsoft's 2025, right? We saw that Game Pass coverage blowing them out the water. We don't need to take a look at that. You ponies can go do that yourself. I don't think anyone actually can spot the difference between 440, 422, and 420 color compression. Maybe there's a small text with color on the screen. If you pay attention, you can, but that's not the point. The point is we're reporting facts here. It's completely meaningless. No, I beg anyone to notice the difference. See, but if PlayStation had that, they'd be all over the place. There'd be videos all over it. This is what I mean about this base, y'all. Like, this is what I can't stand. Like, just how ignorant and deluded they are. Don't tell the Sony fans. They'll grab their pitchforks and torches again. You see what I mean? He realizes that immediately, right? Xbox Series X truly is an amazing console. What's wrong to say that it was an amazing console design? It's a better looking design, too, than the PlayStation. It looks better, right? You could plug in the console straight into the wall without needing a power supply protection. And if the power goes out, it doesn't hurt the console. It has a built-in power supply protection. It'll instantly turn on. You don't have to go in rest mode. The quick resume feature, we've done that. It's also an amazing feature. We're just giving credit where it's due. I think that it was a better designed console, and it's a better console than the PlayStation. Right off the bat, it was better. But what Sony had was they had better games at the beginning for sure. But that's not the case now. The tides have turned in that thing. The only thing they got good going for them is moving hardware, because they had a huge carryover from last gen, and they have a kind of a loyal base. Some of them are a little bit blind, but for the people that do support it and just game, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think we get the point here, right? So it's like there's some things that the Series X has that are very good, like also Play Anywhere access. You can play with saves on PC or on the console and go back and forth. You know what I mean? If you had a huge desktop, you're like, oh man, I can't take my desktop with me. If I have a Series X, I can just load that save up on my Series X with the game downloaded on there and continue it on the road somewhere. All I need is my Xbox, and I just plug it up to a TV. Cool futures, they have it. That's kind of what I wanted to cover on here. We can go take a look at some of these consoles, but if you look at the Series X, they also have like auto HDR. They have it to where you could make backwards compatibility games 4K, all of them pretty much, and then auto HDR, unless it just doesn't support it. But for the most part, it's pretty much almost fully backwards compatible with all the way back to original Xbox games. Don't tell the PlayStation 5 boys that they'll run and scream about the console sales and then they'll get no benefit from whatsoever. I'm still waiting on getting a check for owning a PlayStation 5. Does that change anything in the real world scenario? Yet people still don't want Xbox. See, it just gives an idea here. But Cold Eastwood came out here. PlayStation 5 Pro is a sham. But yeah, Sony once again taking shortcuts on the PS5 Pro, where they could have gave their base a full HDMI, fully integrated aspect, just like Microsoft gave you fully integrated RDNA too. But you didn't start seeing that till recently, right? When you saw games like Space Marine and a couple other games, because they were actually taking the time to fully utilize the console. And then they're like, oh, but these PlayStation 5 games, yeah, the only reason is because of the developers. If math tells you that it's 20-something% better, then why are the results from worse? Imagine if you had a PC, right? You had an RTX 4080 in there, and the 4070 Ti is beating the 4080, right? Or you had a 4070 and it's getting beat by the 4070, or it's beating the 4070 Ti. Like, you get what I mean? It's like, okay, then there's something wrong with the optimization. You're not fully taking advantage of that. That should not be happening. That's all I want to say. Like, comment, and subscribe. Pony, sit down. Grown man over here talking. Learn to accept the truth. Learn to be intellectually honest. Like I said, for the people that are not doing that, it's all good. We know, we own all over here. My Nintendo Switch controller is in the back. That's what I use for my PC. I do this in a lot of my videos to show people that I own everything. You know what I mean? Because we're a real gamer here. You guys know I'm on my PC right now. Dual monitor setup, RTX 4070. a Zen 4 CPU that goes up to like 5.3 gigahertz, 32 gigabytes of 6400 megahertz RAM. 4K monitor over here. That's my Switch controller. I don't know. Sometimes this camera can be annoying with that, but you guys see it. My Nintendo Switch controller. Just to show you guys what's going on here. And I'll show my dual monitor setup again. I don't mind. All we got to do is go right here. Go to display settings. It's my OLED right here. I have it running at recommended 1800p, but it can go to 4K. And I have this running at, though it says recommended 1440, this is my LG 4K monitor, but I have it up to 2160p. So as you see, I have 4K monitors pretty much. One OLED. OLED, you guys know how OLED is. But this LG is really nice. I mean, it's the type that you could like lift up and then lift down. Like if you want to lay back in the bed and maybe this monitor is a little bit over it, you could raise it up in the air. And it's like 28 inches. It's amazing. I love it. It's an ultra gear monitor. Highly recommended if you guys are looking for a main monitor or an off-screen monitor. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm not doing HDR though. What I'm doing is a certain type of thing with my my Asus ROG Zephyrus laptop. It has its own coloring systems with the Armory. It's pretty good. Like for example, I'll show you guys badass stuff. But basically in here is you could do like all types of color and all that. So, but right now the frequency is running at 4.6 megahertz. CPU frequency 4.5, 4.6. The PlayStation is locked at 3.5. You know what I mean? The Pro can sometimes go up to 3.8, but mine can go all the way up to 5.3. And you see my memory frequency is 6400 megahertz. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing this year, guys. I plan on probably grabbing the 5080 model. Oh yeah. Even though I don't need it, but I'm probably gonna go for that. And I can run any game, no problem, with DLSS and all that pretty much maxed out. But there we have it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Enjoy your Xbox. Stop hating, ponies.